About a year ago, Jessica Duke, a nature journaling expert, visited Morgantown and helped us improve our nature journaling skills. She taught us with a 3-day art intensive, which covered nature observation using the prompt, I notice, I wonder, and it reminds me of. She also taught us basic drawing skills. We reached out to her for an interview on the subject of nature journaling. So our project for this year was to share our hobbies through art and technology. So we made a nature journaling YouTube channel to share our hobby, which was nature journaling. So we wanted to ask you some questions since you're a nature journaler. So what makes you a good selection for our nature journaling expert?
Well, I am very, very, very passionate about nature journaling. I travel the United States teaching 3-day nature journaling intensives where kids can learn how to draw realistically and learn the skills on how to be a curious thinker and a careful observer. And it just really, really helps when you are in that mindset of nature journaling, because then you are thinking critically about the thing that you are studying.
Okay, so what's a good example of nature journaling? So what is nature journaling?
So nature journaling is writing down your thoughts about what you are seeing and what you're studying. And so say for instance, you are looking at an acorn. You can look at, okay, what do I notice about this acorn? What does it remind me of? What do I wonder about this acorn? And it becomes way more than an acorn then. I mean, it becomes something that you're passionate about, something that you're studying, something that, I mean, you want to know more about. And acorn is kind of a weird example, but think about, like, I don't know, if you were studying roseate spoonbills, I mean, then that can go into so many different things. I mean, what is the roseate spoonbill habit or habitat, or I mean, food, or how do they migrate, or all of those different things? Like, it can just go farther and farther and farther if you start to think really like with intentional curiosity and careful observation about what you're studying. And nature journaling is just a step to help you do that.
Okay. Um, so can I nature journal if I'm not artistic?
You would definitely, definitely, definitely can nature journal if you are not artistic, because like drawing is a very, very small portion of nature journaling. The most important part of nature journaling is careful observation and intentional curiosity. Like that is what the main goal of nature journaling is. Art is not, but I will encourage you that even if you think you aren't artistic, the more you draw, the better you will get at drawing, because drawing is actually not just a natural talent, it is a learned skill. And so the more you draw, the better you will get.
Okay. And why should we nature journal?
Why should you nature journal? So, I mean, kind of like as I was talking before, I mean, growing in that intentional curiosity and careful observation is, it can go into every area of your life, because once you think about, okay, so you are practicing that intentional curiosity through nature journaling, but how can that apply to other areas in your life? So say for instance, you you're a young boy, Jackson, if your bike breaks, I mean, if you are used to being intentionally curious and have careful observation, you're going to be able to study your bike and what is wrong with it and really try and figure it out way better, because your brain is already in tune with having those skills of careful observation and critical thinking and things like that.
Okay.
Plus, it is just fun. Honestly, it is just a ton of fun.
And have you noticed any areas in your personal life that have benefited from nature journaling?
Tremendous amounts of growth in my life. And I also have 8 kids, and they have been nature journaling since they were babies. And I will definitely say it has helped us in every single area because we don't. And I think another myth that needs to be dispelled is that you don't need to have like a pencil and a notebook and everything set up perfectly to nature journal. You can nature journal orally too. And so you can just say, like, if you see, I don't know, a couple vultures circling around, like you can be like, what do I notice about that? What do I wonder about it? Like, what does it remind me of? What are some things that I can pull out from this experience? Because once you have that, it like clicks into your brain in a different way because you have a memory associated with it and questions associated with it. And so you're going to remember way more. The advice that I would give to somebody who wanted to start nature journaling is just to start. It does not need to be perfect. It can be done in a 90-cent notebook from Walmart. It can be done orally. It can be done, I mean, even in the notes app in your phone, or like really, I mean, anything. Like really just growing in that intentional curiosity and getting, I mean, yes, ideally you are writing some things on paper. You are making careful observations and trying to draw things out because that helps your brain solidify it so much more. But if you need to start small, start small. And that is totally okay. Or if you are really, really intimidated by drawing, just like write things first and then drawing will come later. I would just start with what you feel like you have capacity for.
Okay, and do you have a favorite nature journaling tool?
Favorite nature journaling tool. Okay, so this is a very good question and one that I just thought of a really good answer to. So, my family is huge into birds. Like, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, we're like an 11. We like base our vacations around bird migration patterns. And one really good nature journaling tool for birds and birding and nature journaling about birds is the Audubon app. And so actually 2 apps, Audubon app and Merlin app. So Audubon, you are able to look at, so say you put in a summer tanager, you're able to click that in and you are able to see tons of different pictures about summer tanagers, like what different plumages are, when they're in their juvenile form, males, females, all those kind of things. They're bird sounds. So sometimes you're able to talk back and forth with birds on the app because you can play that sound and then they will call back. And then also Merlin app is super fun. So it is an app where you click the record button when you're outside and it hears all of the bird sounds around you and tells you what those bird sounds are. And so those are incredibly interesting things to have in your nature journal. So I would probably say those 2 apps are my favorite.
Yeah, those are cool. So thanks for doing this interview. We really appreciate it. And now this will be a new YouTube video on our channel.
I am very happy to do this for you, Jackson. Thank you for asking me.
Here are Jessica Duke's favorite nature journaling tools, the Audubon Bird Guide app and the Merlin Bird ID app, both of which are available on your phone's app store.